Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to York Sports Network. Quarterfinal footage of the 48th annual Jack Tosh Holiday Classic. Tonight, we have Lamont taking on Bolingbrook, the number 4 seed versus the number 5 seed. And what a battle it should be. Both teams have played impressive teams in the previous 2 rounds, but both looked like very strong teams that are both poised to make a deep run in the playoffs. And now this clash of titans should be a very entertaining battle tonight. Taking a look at the starting lineups, first for Lemont, the Castillo twins, who have both played very good and are both averaging over 13 points per game, are in at the guard spot. And then there's Miles Beecham, Connor Murray, and Davidas Vilavicius in at the center position. On the other side for Bolingbrook, we have Makai Cooper and DJ Strong and Josh Aniceto in the guard spots. And then Aries Hall and Keon Alexander, 2 enormous forwards, starting at forward and center. Josh, what can you tell us about some of the Bolingbrook bigs on this squad?
Lamont is known for their offense coming in to the Jack Tosh, averaging nearly 70 points per game. But in the Jack Tosh, Bolingbrook has actually been the top offense, scoring 73 points per game and the most efficient, averaging 55% from the field. This is a great, efficient team, and really look out for their offense, but their defense is stifling as well with those bigs in their lineup and aggressive defenders at the guard position with Aniceto, Cooper, and Strong.
Tip-off underway, and it is won. Now picked up by Castillo. Now he has it on the ground. No whistle yet. And they're going to say a jump ball going down. So it'll be Bolingbrook ball for the first real possession of this game.
Definitely watch out there. That was a great effort from Mocas Castillo, and him and his brother Matas are some of the best defenders in the state.
3 ball from Strong, and it rattles it home. The Raiders played the Dukes yesterday, and the 3 ball was very important, especially early in the game. And DJ Strong gets this offense going. Now Castillo with it. Finds the other cutting Castillo in the lane. Kick out at the last minute, and the layup is good. That's number 14, Connor Murray.
What a pass from Matas Castillo over his head and behind the back. What a wonderful pass.
Now it's Hull with it, spinning, and he's fouled. No shot. No, they're going to say did they call it travel? I believe that was a travel. So good defense there by Lamont, and they'll get the ball back here. Beecham with it now to Castillo. Goes between the legs, kicks it out to his twin. Now Murray resets. Castillo in the corner for 3. In and out. Rebound by Hull.
And the real key factor tonight is going to be Davidas Buvelis, who's going to be really essential in the rebounding game, but there loses out to Arias Hall.
Aniceto thought about it. Now a cross-court pass to Strong. Cooper's left open. Can't hit. He was very dangerous against York yesterday. And now here he is cutting in a beautiful pass made to Keon Alexander. He's fouled, and he gets the basket. A 3-point play opportunity coming off a beautiful mid-air feed from Makai Cooper.
Yeah, what a job. And then finishing through contact of Miles Beecham. And a great job by Alexander. And then as we expressed last night, just the depth at this big position for the Raiders is endless, adding on Jason Lawani, as well as the 3-star Donovan Younger.
The Raiders not a great free throw shooting team, but Alexander's able to hit there. Now a 4-point lead. Castillo dribbled it along the baseline. Now Matas Castillo controls it at the top of the key. Gets a screen, but good defense by the Raiders. Matas gets in the lane, dumps it off to Beecham at the last minute, and he lays it home with the left hand.
Nice finish to readjust midair and miss the shot blocker, averaging 4 blocked shots per game in Keon Alexander.
A double team along the far sideline is going to be called a foul.
Foul number 1, Matas Castillo, his first, team second. Bolingbrook
Announcers with it, trying to find Hall, but he couldn't hang on. Ball back to the Lemont Indians.
These guards are super good at finding pockets to dump off to the bigs. And the bigs so far this tournament have been really good about catching the ball and always be riding for the catch, but they're a turnover.
Rocas Castillo with it now, trying to shake and bake, and a foul, blocking foul, called on DJ Strong.
Bolingbrook foul number 2, DJ Strong, his first, team's first. Lamont basketball out of bounds.
Going to stay with Lamont here after a little mix-up.
Connor Murray to inbound, right in front of the Bolingbrook bench.
The ref and Coach Brost having a bit of a conversation.
Warning been given to the Bolingbrook bench.
Inbound to Castillo, finds his twin. He fires from 3, can't hit, and the rebound by Bolingbrook. Announcers tries to push the pace. Strong now. Cooper, pretty on target pass, but it goes right through the hands of Arias Hall. So another turnover. We've seen a couple early ones from Bolingbrook.
Yeah, so far not as disciplined as they were last night and throughout the course of the season. Coach Brost keeps a tight ship over there at Bolingbrook, but so far tonight, that's what's led to them being only up by 2.
And an offensive foul called, not much contact, but they say Connor Murray wrapped around with his left hand. Cooper was picked up in the full court, gets it to Announcers, who dumps it up to Hall at the last second, and Hall throws it down with 2 hands. Now a technical foul. I think that's going to go against Bolingbrook. It will. It's going against Arias Hall, who just had the dunk, so I'm not sure what he said.
He was screaming in the face of number 23, Davidas Belavicius. Thank you. So the ref saw that, taunting, and immediately teed him up. He's going to have to be careful for the rest of the game, as he will get many more dunk opportunities on this shorter Lamont team, and he's got to keep his cool if he's going to want to play down the stretch for the Raiders.
Nonetheless, still a very strong showing here, and clearly rebounding is going to be one of the stories of the game, because so far Belavicius has just been outmanned by these bigger Bolingbrook forwards.
Definitely, and he's going to come in handy as he is the tallest player on this Lamont team by quite a bit. According to the heights listed on the roster, the next tallest guys are Aris Kunas, 6'2", forward number 24, and Miles Beecham, 6'2", forward number 12. It's not a good matchup the Raiders are for Lamont.
Castillo with it, tries to go baseline, good defense by Cooper. Oh, Castillo still had a look at it, but he couldn't finish. Now Cooper running in transition, taking it all the way himself. And he put a little English on that one. He got the friendly roll. Now a 4-point lead for the Raiders. Murray.
Toss looking left.
Murray gets trapped inside the three-point line, able to find Beecham at the last minute. Beecham was challenged by Hull, and he's forced to kick it out.
Absolutely splendid defensive possession here.
Castillo tries to answer with a three, and he does. So it ended up being a pretty successful possession by Lamont.
That's something Bolingbrook's going to have to fight back from. It's always demoralizing whenever you have a great defensive possession and they end up with a three.
Hull fought through some contact, but he couldn't finish. Castillo pulls up, no good. Offensive rebound, and the other Castillo tries his luck from distance, also no good. But there, Rocas Castillo steals it and then gets stolen from. Josh Aniceto ends up with it. Now Cooper fires from three, won't go. Offensive rebound by Hull, and they're gonna say a foul on the floor on Lamont. I believe that is Bilavicius. No, they're gonna call it on Rocas Castillo. And if any player needs to stay out of foul trouble, it is him, the leading scorer, 15 points per game, when Lamont only averages 39.5 points per game in this tournament. Underneath, it's the bench player, KJ Cathy, a backup guard who's been quite nice off the bench. He gets his first 2 points there.
That's a drop in 30 points from their points per game heading into the tournament and points per game in the tournament.
Bilavicius goes up strong and gets 2 points.
Something he's going to need to do more is be confident in his strength and go after the bigs of Bolingbrook. This time it's Younger who's in.
Cathy looking to drive, finds Cooper. Cooper trying to work on the bigger Bilavicius. Cooper gets in the lane, lost it. And now Lamont's looking to run in the full court. Tip pass ends up in the hands of Castillo, however. Bilavicius goes up, and a foul, and the basket. Keon Alexander didn't go straight up, so an obvious foul, but Bilavicius was able to convert on the layup. Now Lamont back in front.
Yeah, great job by Bilavicius, as we said last possession. He's just got to be confident in himself. He's clearly very skilled, very good with a couple of possessions there, but he's just got to go at them. You know, he's going to be outstrengthed here all night against the Raiders, no matter who he's going against. So leave it all on the floor for a chance to move on to the day 5 of the Jack Tosh Holiday Classic.
Free throw's no good. Cleared away by the Raiders. Cathy tries to force it inside. Now Cooper has it on the wing. Another three-pointer. This time it's good. 1 for 3 on the day. Makai Cooper. Bolingbrook up by 2. Bilavicius with it. Gets it back to Castillo. Trying to dribble through the bigger Raiders. Flips it up and gets fouled. Castillo so shifty, able to find space through the double team, and he'll be shooting 2.
That's something these Castillo brothers must have practiced for thousands upon thousands of hours. They are some of the best dribblers in high school basketball in the state of Illinois. Immaculately able to keep that dribble alive for as long as he did.
First one goes down, no problem.
Matsas' brother Rocas is actually leading the tournament right now in a minimum of 13 attempts with 81% from the charity stripe and 13 makes.
Only splits the pair. Under a minute to play here. Announcers on the baseline, goes up, fouled, 2 shots coming up.
Announcers so good at that quick bounce off the floor. He's able to get so high pretty much immediately, and that catches players off guards, and they try to go for the ball, but he's already passed where their hand is, and then they're grabbing his forearm, and that's a foul every time.
Announcers so quick, it's hard to really play straight up defense on him, so any defender is susceptible to foul against Josh Announcers as he hits the first one.
And that's going to make it tough for the Castillo brothers, who are most likely going to play pretty much the entire game today, as they are currently combined averaging 28.5 points, which is only 11 less than their total average. So they're going to need to be playing a lot if Lamont's going to want to move on.
Here is Matas Castillo with the ball in his hand. 45 seconds remaining in the first. Another very high-scoring first quarter. Villavichas kicks it out. New man comes on for Lemont, and he hits. That is number 2, Ryan Runas. Cutting this lead to 1. Donovan Younger's on for the Raiders as well. He's the third of the trio of enormous bigs. You see him down there, and he missed it. But number 33, Jason Lawani, able to follow up. Final seconds on the first. Lamont trying to go quickly. It's Murray. Murray with his right hand forces it up off the glass, but no good. And so that's where we stand after 1, 19-16. Josh, what did both offenses really succeed at in this first quarter? They put up a combined 35 points.
Well, the issue with this game so far is Lamont is behind by 3, but currently Bolingbrook is not playing good whatsoever. Multiple turnovers, many missed shots and missed opportunities by the Raiders. So unlikely that they are going to continue playing this way, and they're just going to need to calm down. Their bigs are going to need to start catching those great passes from their guards, and they're going to start hitting their free throws. For Lamont, try taking a bit more shots. They're taking these long possessions that end up turning in turnovers or bad shots anyways, and they either got to be extremely patient, like some teams we've seen before, and just wait for that good shot no matter how long it takes, or play their pace and space offense, which they're also very, very good at and can be successful in. It's just a matter they got to choose one and not do both, because both is currently losing them the game.
Definitely, and we'll see what adjustments are made. We want to take a moment to quickly thank our YSN sponsors, and that's our Elmhurst Small Businesses. That's Kelly Stetler of Compass Realty, Elmhurst Camera, family-owned and community-loved, and of course the Sutter Law Group for all personal injury and defense litigation. Thank you, sponsors. Back to the second quarter action. Bolingbrook by 3. Joshua Melvin, Gavin Connolly, Villavichas, and Murray. It's only Rokas Castillo who takes a seat for Lamont. Start the second quarter. There's a backdoor cut by Runas. And now Beecham, they're going to say he traveled first, even though he got knocked to the ground and he's slow to get up. It looked like his feet were set when he was on the baseline, only maybe moving it after there was contact. They're going to bring a trainer on.
Yeah, got hit pretty hard by the big man, Donovan Younger. Don't really want to be hit hard by him. Massive individual. So taking a sec for him to get up. People clap as he does. Hope it's all okay with him. But that was a wonderful sequence there. A nice find from Murray and a good recognition from Ryan Runas to find Beecham underneath for what very well could have been an easy bucket and what looked like a foul, but inevitably he ended up traveling.
Lamont picking him up in the full court. And Aceto kicking to Cathy. Cathy dumps it off to Younger at the last minute, but he can't hang on. That's kind of been the story of the game thus far. A lot of turnovers from Bolingbrook have come from sort of these last-minute passes, and the bigs just have not been able to hang on.
Yeah, a lot of, quote, boneheaded plays that typically don't come from a Rob Rose coach team. You know, the tech from Arias Hall, the few fouls coming from Keon Alexander, and then quite a few turnovers from each of the three bigs, including Younger right there.
We'll see if Lamont can capitalize on some of these mistakes. Here is Castillo trapped in the corner. Great defense by Cooper. On the baseline, they're going to say a foul. He was dangerously close to that baseline.
Once again, showing off those dribbling skills, be able to keep that dribble alive for pretty much that entire time, despite the Bolingbrook bench heckling Matas Castillo.
Open is Connor Murray, short on the three-pointer, and Bolingbrook tried to go for the rebound, but Jason Mawani could not hang on, and the ball will stay here with Lamont. Lamont inbounding. In the game now is Noah Tamaris.
He came in for Beecham.
Moving it around. Runas dribbling at the top of the arc. Hands it off to Castillo with a smaller Younger on him. He's going to need help. And there's a block, but saved, but it's intercepted by Murray. Ends up in the hand of Runas for three. No good. Rebound by Makai Cooper. Can he hang on? He can, but it ends up rolling off his foot. So we're going to stay at this end of the floor. Lamont with another chance to inbound underneath their own basket as Arias Hall comes on. Donovan Younger comes off. He is nursing an injury, so we may see a little bit less of him than we have in the past. Murray to Runas. Over to Tamaris. Nice strip at the end by Anacito. Quick hands, and it went off of Tamaris at the last second. So Bolingbrook ball.
Yeah, Anacito, one of the best defenders at the point guard position. Fortunately for his team, he has great shot blockers behind him, so him getting posted up down low isn't really effective on his defense. We're one of the best at forcing steals in the tournament.
Kathy feeding Hull. Hull spinning, Hull putting up a shot, and it goes down. Arias Hull, the second basket of this game. Bolingbrook now leading by 5, 5:50 to go in the first half. Murray trying to work on Lawani, gets into the post, but he was manned up. Runas with it, going in with his right hand, hit the side of the backboard. Good contest there by Bolingbrook. Anacito grabs it, and he's moving in transition. Anacito dumps it off to Cooper. Good closeout there by Tamaris. Anacito with a bit of a mismatch here. They get the screen, Murray's on him now. Anacito with the right hand, Euro stepping, and a blocking foul. 2 free throws coming up for Josh Anacito. Second one on Murray. So far staying in the game, but that might change soon.
Yeah, Murray unfortunately getting a second foul. Quite a few possessions in a row there, getting some great passes off. Some really good vision and an interesting strategy here. We'll see if it pays off for him. Miles Beecham, the tallest player, but going to be a foul on Keon Alexander. Or Jason Lawani, as it looks like. But Miles Beecham, the tallest player on the floor for Lamont right now at a whopping 6'2".
Inbound to Rocas Castillo. Backdoor cut, but there was a nice play by Keon Barry Johnson, who's now in for the Raiders. Tamaris was cut off by Lawani. Great defense by Bolingbrook. Pulls up three-pointer off the mark. fight for the rebound. Keon Barry Johnson able to save it, and it's in the hands of Kathy. Now Barry Johnson setting a screen on DJ Strong. Trying to get position is Aries Hull. Kathy with his left hand gets cut off. Luani really trying to force the post, but great defense by Beecham. Barry Johnson pulls up off the glass and no good. Oh, and a nice little steal, but they're going to call a foul, rightfully so.
Bolingbrook foul number 4, AJ Kathy, his first, team 6. Back in the game for Bolingbrook, number 30, Keon Alexander. And for Lamont, 23,
Some subs being made. Get Keon Alexander back in, as is Davidas Bilovicius for Lamont. Miles Beecham inbounds. Castillo on the drive, reverse layup, no good, but Beecham is there to follow it up. DJ Strong with it. On the other end, a foul and another and one there. Keon Alexander finding some rhythm down low. Up to 5 points now with a chance to make it 6. Alexander converts his second and one of the night. Now a 7-point game. Beecham gets it to Castillo. Barry Johnson was in the air, but still Castillo could not get off his shot. Now Rokas with it. Matas Castillo now. To his left, he's cut off. Tamaras with it now. Also cut off by Cooper, who seems to be in a little bit of pain. Rokas is double teamed. A great defensive possession here by the Raiders, just not allowing any of Lamont's players to get inside the three-point line off the dribble. Tamaras. Beecham is free off the pick and roll to Bilovicius. He is blocked, no call. Tamaras, pull up. Now they kick it back out, three-pointer on the way, and a foul. That's Matas Castillo. He'll get 3 free throws, a little slow to get up. Nonetheless, a long possession seemingly paying off, as Lamont will have a chance for a maximum of 3 points.
At the line to shoot 3 from Lamont, number 1, Matas Castillo.
Castillo brothers held pretty silent so far, combined 6 points. Matas looking to get his second point here.
Nails the first.
There's a great couple passes there. That was just absolutely splendid defense from Bolingbrook. Absolutely nothing was available for Lamont. Even if they had some great passes like that one on Bilovicius, was a wonderful dump off. That was inevitably blocked.
No good on the second.
Second from Lamont, 14, Connor Murray.
Third one's good. Ryan Runas back in. Keon Barry Johnson gets past half court, immediately trapped, but finding DJ Strong. What a pass by Barry Johnson. Got himself in a bad spot, but really made up for it with the beautiful cross-court pass. Lead up to 7 now. Open three for Murray. Short. Rebound by Cooper. Pushes the pace. Strong corner. Goes baseline. Facing the pressure. Finds an open Cooper. He's going to fire. Short. Fighting for the rebound. He's going to end up still on the ground. Picked up by Bilavicius. Goes out of bounds. And Lamont will retain possession. Anacito and Rocas Castillo back in.
Lamont back in this half-court offense. Trying to get anything going here in the half court. Maybe try and get a bit more transition in the second half to be a bit more successful, but they are keeping it relatively close here, only 7 points.
Bilavicius faced heavy pressure near the rim and could not convert from the block. Kai Cooper now. Raiders slowing things down a little bit. Bit of a pick and roll. I believe a timeout is incoming. No, just calling a play. Cooper. Not sure if Bolingbrook's going to try and hold it. There is 50 seconds left in the half. We'll see if they're content to use this as the last possession. Cooper brings it back out, stands at the logo. Now just over 30 seconds remaining.
Really milking every last second on this clock in the second quarter. They got it with over a minute remaining.
Yeah, and I'm surprised Lamont isn't really trying to pressure them. Normally you see coaches really try and get after the ball handler in these situations. Now Anacito starting to shake and bake. Finds Keon Alexander. Reverse layup is good. 10 seconds to go. Lamont will have one final chance to put points on the board. Castillo now, final seconds. Gives it to his brother. Matas Castillo, contested three-pointer, air ball. So at halftime, it's the Bolingbrook Raiders 29 and the Lamont Indians 20. Josh, Bolingbrook, only a 9-point lead, but it really felt like they dominated, especially in that second quarter. What did you notice from the Raiders?
I really noticed that they started to batten down the hatches, not have as many mistakes, but in response, Lamont's defense really increased, and Bolingbrook was much more patient along with Lamont. Both teams became smarter after a bit of a sloppy first half from both. So they tried to slow down the pace, and at this point, some might need to speed up. Lamont might need to speed up the pace to try and change their fortunes going right now, which is currently being down by 9 points.
Yeah, we'll see. It really seemed like the perimeter defense for Bolingbrook was quite the difference maker. Lamont, with the smaller players, just couldn't really find any separation. So we'll see if that changes. For now, with Joshua Melvin, I'm Gavin Conley. We're going to take a quick break, but we'd first like to thank our sponsors. Sponsored by our Elmhurst small businesses, Kelly Stetler of Compass Realty, Elmhurst Camera. They're located on Spring Road by the 7-Eleven. Family owned and community loved. And finally, the Sutter Law Group for all your personal injury and defense litigation. Thank you to all our sponsors. And we would also like to thank Rob Wagner and the staff here at YHS for hosting a great tournament. Jack Tosh Holiday Classic action continues tomorrow and Friday, and all games will be streamed here on York Sports Network. We're going to take a quick break. Second half coming up in 8 minutes. back to the action here in the second half. Bolingbrook's going to start with possession and immediately facing full court pressure from Lamont. They tried to double Cooper under his own basket. Nonetheless, it's Josh Aniceto with it, trying to get in the lane. Keon Alexander, who had a very good first half, got pressure down low. Ball ends up in Makai Cooper's hands. Cooper drives. Aries Hole picks it up in the corner. Pressure by Bilovichus. Alexander on the elbow. Aniceto resets. Makai Cooper gets in the lane. Oh, great recovery block by Miles Beecham. We welcome you new viewers, I should say. A 9-point ball game. Bolingbrook in front. Joshua Melvin and Gavin Connolly on the call. DJ Strong now with the left hand. Kicks it out to Makai Cooper. Inside Keon Alexander. Decides to kick it out. Keon Alexander, ball out of bounds. Thought it got tipped by Castillo, but the refs say it did not. So a good defensive stand by Lamont to open up the half. Matas to his brother Rokas, who can't finish. Good job by Aries Hole to go straight up. Rokas could not draw the foul. Matas Castillo gets in the lane. Oh, a foul. I don't know if they're going to call it on Hole, though, because he got all ball, but it looked like Matas still got hit on the arm, and it will be correctly on DJ Strong, the guard. First one goes down.
Montas looks like he's going for that record with the Tosh tournament leader, Rokas Castillo, for the lead in free throw percentage. The announcer's jinx didn't work. Always love when that happens.
Point for us. Makai Cooper to inbound, gives it to Aniceto. Aniceto into the front court, and a reach-in foul called on Miles Beecham.
Lamont foul number 12, Miles Beecham, his second, team's first. Bolingbrook basketball out of bounds.
Now the Raiders to inbound on the sideline. Aniceto feeds it to Hole. Hole trying to use that size, spinning, and a foul is called. Good footwork by Hole on that spin move to avoid traveling, but he was still able to draw contact. He'll go to the free throw line for two.
Probably the best thing defensively done by Lamont so far has been their defense on Makai Cooper, who was stellar against the Dukes. Only held the 5 points so far, and that shows how good of defenders and the effort and the athleticism of the Castillo brothers.
Beecham with it, out to Connor Murray. Castillo, all the way out to Bilovichus. Bilovichus gets inside. Late pass to Beecham at the end. They're going to call a jump ball. Aries Hole is hyped, and rightfully so, as the Raiders will get the ball back. Aniceto with it. Inside to Strong, or outside to Strong, and he knocks down the three from the corner. Not a whole lot of action from beyond the arc in the first half for Bolingbrook, but DJ Strong now has 2 on the night. The lead now entering double digits, 33-22 Bolingbrook. Vilavicius guarded by Alexander tightly. Spins to his left shoulder, but he's walled off, and a travel is called. Good job by Keon Alexander. DJ Strong to Makai Cooper, finds Hull. Hull turns and shoots, he's fouled, 2 shots. And he hit the back of the rim, so could not convert on the end one. Still 2 free throws upcoming. It goes to show how good of a coach Coach Brost is by the way that you see these bigs of Younger, Hull, and Alexander. They're such good defenders, and they're very disciplined most of the time. People only really notice them for being tall, but they are tremendous defenders, and they play pretty good defense without fouling.
Definitely, you're right. Last night we talked a lot about how York might try and get these bigs in foul trouble, never were able to, and then same with Lemont here, as each of the bigs on the floor right now only having 1.
Younger still on the bench, nursing the injury. Reach and foul on DJ Strong. Only the second of the half. 3-pointer from Castillo. He's knocked down as he knocks it down. Was looking for a 4-point play, as is Coach Runas of Lamont. Still a huge 3-pointer to cut the lead to 9. KJ Cathy with it now. Anacito tries to get a touch in the paint. Walled off. Cooper spinning, firing, short. Three-pointer on the way from Anacito, and he's short. Castillo guarded by Cathy. Castillo kicks, pump fake, 3-ball from Runas, and he knocks it down off the bench. Ryan Runas. Now a 6-point game, back-to-back possessions, ending in 3-pointers. Hull now gets triple teamed, down low, offensive rebound, he goes up, and it was a good thing he missed it because now a 3-point play opportunity. Hull on the putback, got fouled, up to 8 points now, and a chance to get to 9 with a free throw.
Would put him in the lead for scores on the Raiders. Low scoring affair today.
He knocks it down. All the way to the rim. Oh, and a great block there by Makai Cooper. We've really seen him get up quite a bit. The old Wolf steal coming from behind. That was Miles Beecham who poked it free on the possession of KJ Cathy. Keon Alexander takes a breather after a good shift.
Makai Cooper going on to play at the next level at Miami of Ohio. Going to be teammates of big man Jackson Kentucky from St. Ignatius. And Cooper moving on to the next level despite being on the shorter side of things at around 6'1", and that's because of his defense like that.
Pass goes through the hands of Hull, so Lamont trying to capitalize off the turnover. Not really pushing the pace in transition. Good job by the Rangers to get back on defense quickly. It's Castillo who spins to his left shoulder, a foul. They're going to say a hold on Makai Cooper, so 2 free throws for Rokas Castillo.
Bolingbrook foul number 1, Makai Cooper, his second, team third. At the line to shoot 2, number 5, Rokas Castillo.
Younger comes in, as you said, was a part of this very injured Bolingbrook team. That's why their record was worse this year in comparison to other years coming into the Tosh. As him, Keon Alexander was stepping up, and Hull was a little bit injured for a little bit. So that's why they're playing Younger less, even though last year was a major contributor as well as a ranked prospect in the state of Illinois.
Kathy kicks at the corner. Jason Lawani now on for Bolingbrook. Kathy, pressured, now gets inside the lane, spinning. Back out to Cooper. 8-point game here at the Campbell Gymnasium. Kathy, scoop layup, it's good, high off the glass. That is a very tough finish from KJ Kathy. 2:30 remaining in the third quarter. Castillo with it. Dumps it off to Bilavicius. To Rokas Castillo. Ball was poked free. He was looking for a foul. Anacito pushing the pace. Give and go. Anacito, another extra pass to Cooper. Short. And the good rebound by Bilavicius. Able to wall off Donovan Younger. In transition, it's Rokas Castillo. 4-3, nothing but net. And a quick timeout called by Lamont.
Finally making a 7-point game, really making a comeback, because Rokas Castillo starting to go off a little bit with 12 points here. Started off the game not doing too hot with 1 for 3 from 3, and his brother was 0 for 3 from 3. So combined, and a combined 1 for 10 from the field in the first half, and that sort of led to Lamont's not great first half, as they were shooting a combined 30.5% from the field. Not necessarily what you want in the beginning of a quarterfinal game here at the Jack Tosh Holiday Classic. And speaking of the Jack Tosh Holiday Classic, these streams are brought to you by our wonderful sponsors. They're Elmhurst Small Businesses. That's going to start us off with Kelly Stetler of Compass Realty, and Elmhurst Photo Boutique down on Spring Road, and as well as Sutter Law Group for all your personal and defense litigation needs.
Josh, you were just bringing up the Castillo brothers, and it's kind of been a bit of an off game for them, even though we saw Rokas Castillo just knock down that 3. But it's good to see Lamont getting contributions from their other players. We've seen Beecham and Bilovicius each having a couple buckets. So we'll see now, maybe if the Castillo brothers get hot, it'll spark even more momentum for Lamont. Anacito down the right sideline. He has his palms up in the air. He was really walled off by Rokas Castillo. The ball flew out of bounds. So Lamont granted an extra possession. Good defense there. Castillo now in the corner. Can he do it on both ends? Yes, he can. What a sequence there from Rokas Castillo. Just like that, it's a 4-point deficit for Lamont.
Wow, great job from Lamont to fight back, and that's why they're undefeated so far this year. Despite not playing the hardest teams, they've really been able to fight and just get wins, and that's what all you can ask for from your team.
Makai Cooper off the glass for 2. Rokas Castillo getting space. He wanted the 3-pointer, but Kathy said not today. Ryan Runas working on Anacito now. Now it's Connor Murray. Murray spinning to the block. was looking for a foul, and now they're going to say a hold on, I believe that's Aniceto. That's only the 4th foul of the half. No, they're going to say it's on Donovan Younger, even though it didn't appear that he was even involved in the play, so not sure about that one, but
I think just one of those things where you get the number wrong, as I was clearly more on Aniceto than it was of Younger.
nonetheless, still Lamont benefiting. Oh, a great play by Jason Lawani to block that pass. He looked like a defensive back there. Now suddenly a quick double from Lamont on Makai Cooper. Raiders swinging the ball around, but still it ends up in a turnover. Castillo, Matas Castillo, number 1 on number 1. And it was the number 1 of Bolingbrook who won that matchup. Smacking the ball out of bounds at the last second.
Cooper, an absolutely wonderful player, a great player to watch. Was an all-tournament member last year and came back this year older, more experienced, and frankly better. A lot of fun to watch on both ends of the floor. He makes a great play defensively.
Blocking foul now called on KJ Cathy. 38 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. In the corner now, behind the back pass. Castillo's loved that corner, but he can't hit there. He was knocked to the ground again. Maybe the final possession for Bolingbrook, but they're playing with pretty fast pace. And yes, it will not be the last possession as Makai Cooper off the glass again. Full court layup now. Final 10 seconds to go. Bolingbrook up by 8. Castillo going to dribble, calls for the screen. Castillo all by himself, isolation, dumps it to Beecham. Beecham, jumper, no good. So after 3, it's 43-35 Raiders. And we'll take a quick break. Want to quickly thank our sponsors. You see the ones on the screen. That's Elmhurst Photo Boutique, Kelly Stetler of Compass Realty, and the Sutter Law Group. Thank you, YSN sponsors. We'll be back in a minute. You're listening to YSN. Start of the 4th quarter, Hira. Backdoor cut. Oh, he was open. It was Matas Castillo, but he could not hang on. A good entry pass by his brother. 8-point lead for Bolingbrook here at the Dick Campbell Gymnasium. A chance to play against the top-seeded Rolling Meadow Mustangs tomorrow. That's what's on the line here tonight.
Played in a Tosh Classic versus Glenbrook South. Glenbrook South was the only remaining in the winner's bracket, only remaining new team to the tournament here at the Tosh. And in 2019, Bolingbrook was new. They won the championship. 2021, Glenbard West was new. They won the championship. So that was the last gasp for that streak to keep moving forward.
Castillo calls for a screen. Open three-pointer, in and out. That was Bilovicius testing his luck, and a backcourt violation. Mistake there by Bolingbrook. Coach Gross is not happy.
And that's something that's just been happening all evening. Bolingbrook is probably playing one of their worst games so far, at least at the tournament, definitely, as they've been averaging over 70 points per game. At this point, only 7 minutes remaining. 7 minutes remaining, and they are only scoring 43. Could you start working on scoreboards for tomorrow? So can you take a picture of that and start working on this?
Hurry. Three-pointer on its way, and it's good. That's Castillo. 5-point game now. Lamont not out of it. KJ Cathy, and a turnover forced. Now a scramble. Looking like there was a fumble, dog pile, and I believe they're going to call a jump ball, which will award possession to Bolingbrook. Bilovicius comes on. Runas will come off.
Pretty tight rotation here for Lemont. Only 6 guys getting consistent minutes throughout the course of the game so far.
Cooper testing his luck from deep. Decides to drive instead, loses it. Ball goes out of bounds, back with Lamont. 6:08 remaining in this game. Subs for both teams. Aniceto comes on, as does Ryan Runas.
Lamont a chance to make this a one-possession game.
They've really dug in this fourth quarter. Rokas to Matas. Miles Beecham hands it off. Castillo, another three. No good. Rebound KJ Cathy. Up to Keon Alexander, who's back in the game. And another and one for Alexander. Running the floor and drawing the contact, but he still has the finesse to have a smooth touch off the glass. A huge momentum play to stop this Lamont run.
At the line of shoot one, Keon Alexander.
No good on the free throw. Rokas looking for a screen. Down low, it's Beecham, was looking for a offensive foul. That was Makai Cooper trying to take the charge. Still 2 points for Lamont. Cathy, stolen by Runas. And then stolen back by Cathy, and nearly stolen by Castillo. Cooper ends up in the mid-range, off the side of the backboard, fighting to get it back, and instead it's a foul on Cooper, as Matas Castillo got there first. I believe that could be the 7th foul, and yes, it will be, so a 1-and-1 upcoming for Matas Castillo.
It's very interesting the way this game is played out. Both teams known for their offense. As I said, Lamont led the Tosh pack. All 32 teams, #1 in points per game going into the tournament, and #1 in points per game in the tournament has been Bolingbrook, yet this has been a defensive struggle, or I guess what a lot of people would call is an offensive struggle, as neither team has really been able to put the biscuit in the basket, not been able to make shots. As Bolingbrook started really good from two-point land, starting at 75%, but in the second half, they really haven't shot well from layups, as well as so many costly turnovers and uncharacteristic plays of Bolingbrook and their program.
Very true. full court press from Lemont. Makai Cooper able to inbound it. Now he gets it back, reverses it to Announcers. That's how you break a press, folks. Announcers gets a double screen. Picked up by the new sub. That's Noah Tamaris. KJ Cathy now on the wing. Receives the screen. Gets inside. Trying to feed Hull. But he's pressured by Rocas Castillo. And now a timeout called by Coach Broch. Saw his man was in trouble and decided to help him out. Only a 30-second timeout. They still have 4 remaining. Three remaining. But now a one-possession game. If Lamont gets a stop and a three-pointer, it'll be tied. It's been quite the comeback from them. Quick 30-second timeout, so play will resume in a few moments.
On the right, but you know that.
Bolingbrook to inbound underneath. They feed it into Hull. Hull working on the smaller Villavichos, but nonetheless, Castillo with a heads-up play to come and poke the ball free. A turnover forced. There was the stop Lamont was looking for. Now we'll see if they can put together a good scoring possession. Coach Runas screaming on the sideline. Backdoor cut for Rocas Castillo. Foul on the floor. And we're looking for Villavichos in the corner to maybe attempt a three. Only his second for Aries Hull, but it's still going to be a 1-and-1. And Rocas Castillo, like you said, the best free throw shooter in this tournament. First one goes down.
Chance to make it a one-point game. This is actually becoming a very close game after Bolingbrook led it by as much as 15.
Yeah, it was definitely a double-digit lead. I think it got as much, maybe 12 or 13. But they look to be controlling the game for sure. Noah Tamaris back in. Very good defender on this Lamont team. Into Announcers, fends off the pressure. DJ Strong now spinning. He's trapped. He picked up his dribble, able to get it over half court to Makai Cooper. Makai Cooper stops. Open DJ Strong for three. No good. He really needed that one. A hold now, a foul, and it's going to go against Lamont. So a 1-and-1 coming for Aries Hull.
Number 12, Miles Beecham, his fourth, team 7. At the line of shoot, one of the points for Bolingbrook, number 12, Aries Hull.
First one goes down. Very important for Bolingbrook.
Back in the game for Lamont, number 2, Ryan Runnis.
Lamont with their undefeated record on the line as well.
Yeah, starting off very hot to the season. Solid 12-0.
2 for 2. Castillo with it into the front court. Tamaris with the bigger hole on him. Lamont going extremely small ball here. Murray able to feed Castillo. Tamaris thought about it, now dumps it off. Castillo for three. It's good! We are tied here at York, and a quick timeout by Coach Runas. 47 all here with 3:26 remaining. Josh, Bolingbrook dominated, but it's now a tie game. What can they do to weather the storm here in the final 3.5 minutes?
I'd say trust in your guard. So far, the big men have honestly really let you down. They've played amazingly against York. They played even better against their first-round opponent, yet at this very moment, they are not playing well. They're committing fouls. They aren't getting rebounds, and they are, I mean, some of them unfortunate fouls where they couldn't really do anything about it, but at this point, you got to do what you got to do, and I'd put the trust in the best player on the floor, at least in the white jersey, and that's going to be Makai Cooper, as well as Announcers has been very, very good for them throughout the course, so I'd trust in the guards. But that stifling defense from, as you said, Tamaris, both Castillo brothers, as well as Runas, have been all super good, and that's what forced them to go to their bigs, and their bigs have just been making mistakes.
Here's DJ Strong with it. He's fouled. 2 free throws upcoming for him. Good recognition by Makai Cooper to find the open man, and Strong had quite a bit of space, was able to take it just right to the rack easily. First one goes down. Lamont was a school that came into last season with quite a bit of hype, as they had Nojas Indrasitis, who after last season transferred to St. Rita. Nonetheless, Lamont still filling his shoes quite nicely. Strong goes 1 for 2. Ryan Runas with it. Castillo now with the left hand. He's fouled. And a blocking foul. No, an offensive foul. I believe that was a charge. Castillo hit the deck hard. And yes, confirmed offensive foul. Coach Runas is not happy with that call. And it was a big one. Now a 1-point lead. Bolingbrook with possession. Not really sure if that counts as a defensive stop, but Bolingbrook still has the ball without conceding any points. As we hit 3 minutes to go, Makai Cooper, DJ Strong with it now. Almost got double teamed. Finding Announcers. Zeno pressured by Runas. He's able to get by him. Dumps it off. Alexander underneath. No good. Announcers, does not get a friendly roll at all. But he gets it back, and now a foul on the floor. That will put them in the double bonus. 2 free throws regardless of what happens on the first attempt for Josh Announcers. He hit the deck hard, but a scrappy guard like that bounces right back up. Now 2 huge free throws for him. First one, no good. One of Bolingbrook's weaknesses is their percentage from the free throw line. That's really coming to fruition here in this fourth quarter. 1 for 2 again. Lamont can still take the lead with a 3. They tried to feed Castillo. Cooper almost got the steal.
What a play by Castillo to keep Lamont's possession alive.
Miles Beecham with it to Rokas Castillo. Runas in the corner, Beecham. Rokas resets. Miles Beecham. Now Castillo a deep 3, but he's way off target there. Probably could have found a better look.
Definitely after a long possession like that, Rokas Castillo has not been shooting very well from beyond the arc today. Had a few in a row early in the fourth quarter, but since then it's been pretty cold, and before that was pretty cold. So Lamont going to have to get a stop here if they still want a chance in this game. And continue the momentum despite a long offensive possession that wasted a lot of time that is not on their side.
DJ Strong gets in the lane. Lefty floater, no good. Hall with another offensive rebound. And I believe a timeout is called. Very smart play there. Hall was pressed up against the baseline. Used the greatest resource he had, his voice, to call timeout. And we'll step aside quickly. Bolingbrook by 2. Don't go anywhere. A nail-biter game here in the quarterfinal. You're listening to YSN. Back to the action here, 1:41 remaining in this fourth quarter. Bolingbrook by 2, and they have the ball. Inbounding underneath their own basket. Announcers gets it into Aries Hole. And Aries Hole throws it to nobody. Goes right to Matas Castillo of Lemont High School. Working on the baseline, gets it into Connor Murray. He gets open, no good on the floater. Just a little bit too short as we hit the final 80 seconds of play. DJ Strong, and it's stolen. A lazy pass there picked up by Rocas Castillo, but he smokes the layup. Oh, missed opportunities for both teams there. Rocas, I think, thought he was gonna get fouled, but Announcers let off the pressure.
At this point, both teams seemingly want to go home on Thursday.
Mistakes definitely being made down the stretch. Pressure getting to both teams. Announcers with it. Under a minute to play now. Announcers trying to break down Castillo. Gets into the lane. What a move by Josh Announcers. One of the biggest plays down the stretch. Only a junior guard, but that was a veteran move right there. Final 30 seconds of play. Lamont down by 4. They're going to need 2 possessions to score. Castillo pulls up from 3 and knocks it down. A quick pull-up J. Cut the lead to 1. 20.5 on the clock now. That way, if you foul, you will, even if both free throws are made, there's still a chance to tie the game. But a much-needed three-pointer. And just as we said before the game, this offense was really led by these Castillo twins. That's proven again here, especially in the second half. 16 for Matas and 17 for Rocas. Only 50 points as a team for Lamont. These two big-time guards, again, making big-time plays.
Big defensive possession here for Lamont.
Bolingbrook to inbound, and just on cue, a scramble down in front, and let's see what the call is. It's going to be a jump ball possession to Lamont. 16.7 remaining. Now Lamont can hold for the final shot, and it could potentially be the winner. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. Lamont's going to burn one here. Wow, what a nice play. Josh, why don't you break down that last one for us, that last inbounds play there for us?
So for the 4th straight possession, Lamont or Bolingbrook has a huge lapse in judgment and a huge lapse in vision and creates a turnover that leads to a great opportunity for Lamont. There was the throwaway by Hull, then I think it was Cooper who got it stolen from him, and then here Cooper threw it to basically Rocas Castillo. And there's a lot of athletes on this team, Tumaris, Runas, as well as both Castillo brothers. They're so shifty and their quick twitch muscles are out of this world, and they're able to just make it seem like there's a window there for the Bolingbrook player to pass it, but then they just get their arm in there just in time, and that's what happened with Rocas Castillo. He got his arm in there, and he was able to hop on the ball, and then trying to save the possession was Cooper, who hopped on top of him to grab the ball. So if I'm Rick Runas here trying to draw up a good play, I'm probably going to go to definitely one of the Castillo brothers, but I'm probably going to go with Matas. The hotter hand really increased his scoring in the second half. Only had a few points in the first half, but now has over 16, and he's hit the most recent couple of threes.
Definitely. By far one of the biggest plays of the night, and we'll see if Lamont can capitalize. 16.7 remaining.
Smart to have Murray under the basket. Been the best passer tonight on either team.
Murray to inbound. It's Miles Beecham, and I think it goes off his shoe. Yes, it is. No hesitation from the ref on the far sideline. Out of bounds, just a tough break. Beecham immediately felt contact and just a quick dribble that caught a piece of his toe and just flew out of bounds, no question. Beecham frustrated with himself, but Lamont's really going to have to rally here. They can't hang their heads. 15.6, they're still well in this game.
Yeah, got to keep your heads high after that one. Got to feel bad for Miles Beecham. Murray a little late to recognize Beecham was open. Matas Castillo recognized it immediately, pointed him out. Then Murray passed it, and there was a good opportunity there for a spin move, whether a pass to Rocas coming off an off-ball screen or a spin move to a floater. It's just very tough whenever your team is so short and the defenders are so towering over you. When you only need 2 points, you typically want to get a layup, but with the shot blocking ability of both the players or both the forwards on Bolingbrook, it's very tough to get that. And just all of that got into Miles Beecham's head when he, unfortunately for him, bounces it off his foot.
And I guarantee you, Josh, I know you won't disagree with me on this one. In that Bolingbrook huddle, Coach Borchers is pointing to his head saying, be smart. We've seen too many self-inflicted wounds down the stretch by the Raiders. I bet he will be very frustrated if they shoot themselves in the foot again. Gifted a golden opportunity here to make up for their last inbounds mistake. 15.6 seconds. It was only about 1.5 seconds ago we were in this exact same position. We'll see if things shake out differently. Ref blows the whistle. KJ Cathy to inbound. Good middle play there. And a push. Oh my goodness, we almost saw another steal. I swear, both of these Castillo brothers seem to have lightning quick hands. Makai Cooper had it in his hands for half a second and already a swat by Rocas Castillo that jarred the ball free. Could have been called either way. Refs say they saw the foul first. And Makai Cooper will go to the line for 2.
But smart, honestly smart to foul immediately. Generally, the only time that came off the clock was the reaction of the timekeeper because of how quick Rocas Castillo's hands were. And he misses the first, which means now, no matter what happens, Lamont can win it with a 3 if he makes or misses this.
And Lamont is definitely not a team that's afraid to shoot the 3. Cooper goes 1 for 2. Final 15 seconds. Matas Castillo dribbling between his legs. Pressure from Cooper. He gets a screen. Final 8 seconds and a timeout called wisely by Lemont. 7.3 remaining, 52-50. Lemont trailed by double digits early in the second half, but they really clawed their way back, relying on their dynamic backcourt of the Castillo brothers. Likely the final possession coming up next. You're listening to YSN. Do not go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody. Lamont to inbound on the sidelines. They trail by 2. Chance to tie or to win here. Connor Murray to inbound, and he throws it right to Bolingbrook, and a foul called immediately. It honestly looked like Keonberry Johnson, that's who stole it, looked like he traveled there for a minute before dishing it off. And Rokas is extremely upset because he got knocked to the ground. That's where the miscommunication occurred. Murray was trying to pass it to Rokas Castillo, and it was horrible timing. It's right as he hit the deck. Now Keonberry Johnson, he intercepted the pass, and now a chance for 2 more free throws. He misses the first, so Lamont still in this, no matter what happens. Free throws really costing Bolingbrook down the stretch.
Honestly, I mean, they're probably 1 for 7 in their last few attempts or last few trips to the line. Finally, they make another one to make it a 3-point game. Only a 3-ball can tie it.
Final 5 seconds. It's Murray with it at midcourt. He dribbles it off his foot. A scramble in front, and that's it. That's how it ends. Fittingly, with an unforced error, Connor Murray dribbling it down the sideline, and it bounced off his knee, and a scramble for it, but it didn't matter. Time had expired, and Bolingbrook survives. Wow, what a finish. A little bit anticlimactic, but dramatic nonetheless.
Yeah, a close game, just both teams, and pun intended, shooting themselves in the foot throughout the course of the last few minutes. Both teams just seeming like they don't want to win the game, just making consistent consistent errors, and just honestly not great down the stretch at all from either team. But Bolingbrook survives and advances, and that's sometimes just what happens here at the Jack Tosh Holiday Classic. Join us in just a sec as Bolingbrook head coach Rob Brost. I'm sure that'll be a fun interview to see how he thinks of his team's performance and his reactions on going on to play the number 1 seeded Rolling Meadows. Going forward, we're going to have Gavin Connolly with that interview in just a moment here. Don't go anywhere, York Sports Network.
And I'm here again with the winning coach. This is Coach Brost of the Bolingbrook Raiders. Coach, again, this was a game where you really relied on your big men, specifically Keon Alexander. How important are they to your team?
Well, obviously they're a big part of it, but we're one unit, and some nights our guards play very, very well. Some nights our bigs, and so just proud that we were able to kind of tough out a win against a previously undefeated Lamont team who's very well coached. They were 12-0 for a reason, so we're fortunate to beat them, and we're excited to be playing a team as good as Rolling Meadows tomorrow.
Definitely, it's going to be a big game, and your team made a few unforced errors down the stretch. How are you hoping to clean those up in another huge game against Rolling Meadows tomorrow?
Well, we just need to do better, and we'll continue to get better as the season goes on. And obviously tomorrow, it's going to be hard to to improve on a lot of things. We kind of are who we are at this point, and so we're gonna show up tomorrow and give Rolling Meadows everything we got. And they're a great team with several really, really good players, and they're very well coached. So it's going to be quite a challenge for us.
Definitely. And one final question, one observation that was made is that your team has a very high defensive motor. Everyone on the floor is dynamic at all times. How did that help you to this win tonight?
Well, I think when they have two dynamic guards like they have, when they have two all-state guards, we need to really clamp down defensively, and we did that tonight for the most part. Obviously, they did a good job of clawing back into the game, but our defense was really the catalyst that got us the win tonight.
Definitely. It was a great win. Good luck the rest of the tournament.
Thank you so much.
Coach Brost of Bolingbrook.